Are you sure it's working, Ryan?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm as sure as I can be from right now.
As you can see, there's only a top hat back there. The person has vaporized. Welcome to the Nutmeg Tavern. We are live, and I am John Townsend, your host. And today we're going to be talking about some stuff, 18th century stuff. And Ryan's not back there because Ryan is taking over for Aaron. And you forgive, there he is.
Hello.
There's Ryan. Forgive him if it's just totally messed up because he doesn't get to do this that often. So there you go. Boy, that's good.
I don't think it's totally messed up. I think
You've actually done it right. Amazing.
Man.
Yeah, good. Right.
Let's go.
Let me tell you, I need a good warm drink today because it is freezing outside.
It is.
I don't know what happened. We went from sweating to 47 degrees this morning. What? So, but we're going to survive. I'm just going to, wear a sweater and my nice warm coat here and have a nice warm drink because nobody's going to serve me from behind the bar. Today's episode is based upon... I'd spent a lot of time, digging deep into 18th century books, things written in the 18th century, things written about the 18th century, as close to primary works as possible, whenever we can get there. And yes, Ryan?
We have to stop everything.
We have to stop everything?
They said YouTube lagged and they didn't get to hear the nutmeg scrape.
Oh, hold on.
So let's take care of business first. It's a beautiful sound.
Now, if I choke on all this nutmeg in here.
I think
we know who to blame.
Now we can talk about less important things.
Okay, less important things. So, spending my time in the 18th century texts, every once in a while I come along to a book that's just, whoa, this, sometimes the book title doesn't pop out to you, but when you dig into the contents, you're, really excited by it. I've probably run into 20 books in the last week that I'm just super excited about. This one I thought would make a great contents for the live stream. And this book is about, is it in the right order? Yes. This book is about Proverbs, English Proverbs, and Proverbs borrowed from other cultures. And it's from the time period. So, we still have Proverbs. Now, we're not talking biblical Proverbs here. We're talking cultural maxims, sayings. So these are English Proverbs in this case, sometimes some coming from Italian and French and whatnot. And this is from the time period. So, I looked through this entire book. And I'll bet you that I didn't see more than, out of the hundreds, and I mean hundreds of proverbial sayings, maybe 20 of them I've heard before, right? So, the classic, well, none of them are coming to mind. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
I was going to ask if that one was in there.
Right, and that one isn't here. That one isn't here. But the other ones are just...
Anything about leading the horse to water?
Yeah, there was to lead a horse to water. Sometimes there are twists on the same ones with different verbiage. And other ones are just, I have never heard that one. So, different parts of the country get these different ones that come along to them. So different ones may be handed down to your folks. And of course there are ones, the same saying, they're such a truism that they sort of span all cultures. All cultures have, something that relates to it, is similar to it. And sometimes you're thinking, well, all these sayings have a truth to them that is separate than the, like to lead a horse to water, right? We don't think about anything about actually leading horses to water. We think about, what that really means, and trying to figure out what the true meaning is to some of these. I have no idea. But here we go. This one's great. Agues, which is a fever, any kind, let's say any disease. Agues come on horseback, but they go away on foot. So, but you'll get sick in a hurry and it takes you forever to get well. I think that one's so true. A bit in the morning, or a bite maybe, a bit in the morning is better than nothing all day long. So it's like better to have even just the smallest meal in the morning. Oh, wait, it goes on. It's better than that. A bit in the morning is better than nothing all day, or a bit in the morning is better than a thump on the back with a stone. That's definitely true. Better than getting hit in the head.
I would take the bit in the morning. Yeah, for sure.
I'll take that one. This one I think is true. It says children, or maybe siblings. Siblings is another word. Children and chickens must always be pecking. You know how kids are, don't you? Anyway,
I don't know anything about that.
Now this one I'm confused. It goes on. It's like 3 verses. When the fern is as high as a spoon, you may sleep an hour at noon. When the fern is as high as a ladle, you may sleep as long as you are able. When the fern begins to look red, then milk is good with brown bread. Okay, so sometimes the author here is trying to actually give us, trying to tell us what this means. What does he say? It is observed by good housewives that milk is thicker in the autumn than in the summer, notwithstanding that grass must be more hardy, the juice of it being better concocted by the heat of the day. In summertime, I conceive the reason to be because the cattle drink water abundantly by the reason of their heat in summer, which doth much dilute their milk. I don't think he had that one right. I don't think that's what they meant by that one.
Somebody has one to add. A Townsends on live is better than 2 in archive.
Ooh, that's a good one. Good one. This one was food related, although I didn't get it until I read the one above it is good too. A good surgeon must have an eagle eye, a lion's heart, and a lady's hand. So be very delicate with what you do. Anyway, keel. Here we go. Good keel is half a meal. And keel here is a pottage of any kind. So soup, which of course we don't like to do on the channel because nobody likes soup. You can't make friends with soup, just like you can't make it with salad. There was a salad proverb in here and I forgot to find it. Anyway, keel is a kind of pottage. So soup is great for half a meal. So half a meal. You can't make a whole meal on soup. No way. No way. Who goes to bed supperless all night tumbles and tosses? I don't get that one. Oh yeah. Often and little eating makes a man fat. So, you've heard of the little snacking all day long. Well, their proverb says, that's not good for you. This one, I don't know the truth of. Wash your hands often, your feet seldom, and your head never.
I've heard that one before.
Have you? Have you heard that one?
In our context. I think that we've read that before.
Okay.
That one's bugging me. But yeah, I still don't know. I still don't know what it means, but I know that I've heard it.
It's like, well, I can only take it at its, face value. So I'm going to stop washing my hair. Since it's always under a hat, you can't see it anyway. This one I was confused until I figured out it was 2 lines, and even then I'm a little confused. Cheese is a peevish elf. It digests all things but itself. I think that I'm telling you. It's like you finish the meal with cheese, right? And it's like, oh, it sets everything off and everything starts digesting away. And then that cheese sits there like a lump for the rest of the time. But what's the deeper meaning to that? Good question. Maybe that's sort of like, the old lady who swallowed the fly. You're always trying to find something to help you out with the last thing, and that's the thing that's causing you trouble. The best physicians are Dr. Diet, Dr. Quiet, and Dr. Merryman. So you'll have good health if you eat right, if you live a quiet life, and you're not grumpy. Which I think is just darn good.
Darn good.
Let's see now. How did this one go? I think this was all supposed to go together. No, maybe not. Eat a bit before you drink. Okay, you're probably talking about spirituous liquors there, not on an empty stomach. Feed sparingly and defy the physician. So there you go. And this one, you should never touch your eye, but with your elbow. So don't touch it. In other words, don't touch your eye, right? Oh. Yeah, he's sitting there going, huh? Yeah.
It makes you wonder why some of these things need to be said.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. Don't touch your eye, kid.
Yeah. Hey, don't touch your eye, but with your elbow.
Only touch it with the back of your knee.
I don't think this one's true. Old fish, old oil, and an old friend are the best. Right. Old friends could be best, but old fish, I don't think so. Maybe, stockfish. And we'll do this page, and then we'll jump back to Ryan. And this one I think you'll get this one, Ryan, at the end here. When the wind is in the east, it's neither good nor for man nor beast. And truly, when we have an east wind here, the weather's you don't want to use that. And then when the wind is in the south, it blows the bait in the fish's mouth. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's interesting too, because that one you have to be from the right kind of place to get, Yeah. It's just like you have to be geographically, and that's not true in, the Appalachian Mountains or whatever.
How do you know?
Well, we were talking to Jamie Tyree about that one time.
Okay.
And he was saying that if the wind's coming, I can't remember what direction, but it wasn't east. We were talking about that, and because of the way it was coming around the mountains.
Yeah. But that's rare. Most everybody. Well, how's it going out there?
Oh, everybody's got their own little proverbs, which is nice and funny.
Yeah, sometimes there are family proverbs, and there are some that are really, really deep, and some that mean exactly what they mean.
Salt and Light Sojourners said they've been watching for a long time, but this is their first live stream.
Well, welcome to live.
Yeah. So we got some super chats. Mike Howell is in super chat. For the first time and forever, I'm home and relaxed with a glass of rum, not a grass of rum, and a pipe of tobacco.
Wow.
C and D, I don't know.
That's relaxing.
For the live stream, yeah. Okay, I've never had that tobacco, but I'm happy for you, Mike. That sounds great. Nana Moo Moo is going to talk to us a little bit. And the Oracle favorite proverb: when did John come back from spaghetti form? Not until yesterday. Ha 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 ha. Good laugh, Danny DeVito. Yes. Thank you, Nana Moo Moo. Extra cool. A nutmeg with nutmeg needs more nutmeg. Spoken by Lord Nutmeg of Biscuit Town. All right. Very true. There's no more truth in that one.
Yeah, that's
actually.
right.
John Talley, we all just tried to touch our eye with our elbows, right? Just letting you know.
No, be careful. Be careful. But obviously, it's the only way to do it.
That's funny. That catches us up on Super Chat right now. So, yeah, you guys feel free to shoot questions and comments in here.
Yeah.
I'll try to read them as they come in.
So, should I show them the first fruits of the project upcoming?
You should, but I had a question for you first.
Oh.
So were there ever any household proverbs while you were growing up that was just like, what? Like, and it came around, like, for me, my dad always said you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? And it's a popular one.
Right.
But for me as a kid, I was like, why the heck would I want it if I can't eat it?
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't make any sense.
Well, I think a lot of proverbs don't make sense to kids.
Right.
It's like they don't understand the,
But I probably heard it once a week my entire life.
Yeah.
So were there any household proverbs for you?
Not that I can remember, but undoubtedly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you got back there.
There it is. It's shingle number 1, or shake number 1 for the cabin, made from white oak. Split this out. We just have got the supplies, the giant hunks of white oak, to do the new roof for the cabin. And let me tell you, it's not easy. This is going to be one of those projects that will take us a whole lot longer than the video looks like. It'll probably be like a 3-minute video. Oh, look, the new roof on the cabin. 3 months later, we're still, trying to make all these guys, splitting these guys out with froze. This oak is super hard, super heavy, super tough. But it's what they would have mostly used in this kind of area. We didn't have a lot of cypress or western cedar around here that's used for shakes now. And white oak is the best other alternative, and the one that was kind of most popular in our time period.
Man, so to get the one, I'm sure that our processes will be refined, but that one took quite a bit of effort.
Yeah, and we'll only need a couple thousand.
Yeah,
so it'll be easy.
And for folks who wonder what goes into making a video, sometimes it's just hammering on logs with mauls forever.
Yeah.
Here's a super chat. One of my favorite proverbs is an old Czech one, I believe. A good beer may be judged with one sip, yet it is always best to be thoroughly sure. At least that one makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No. I think this one's really good, but let me try again.
I can't make it
Maybe at the bottom. That last one might not be quite as good.
Heather Torrey sends a super chat without any comments. Thank you very much
Heather.
for that.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Winnie the Pooh, and he's got the honey pot, and it's like it could be cheese down at the bottom. I better check and go all the way to the bottom.
So somebody's in super chat that says, "Loved the fish video this week. Great work, everyone." Yeah, let's talk a bit about that fish video.
Let's talk about that fish video. Wow, the fish video was one that had a lot of. It was a whole kind of different process for us. Coming up with it's sort of like taking it to the next stage, saying, well, instead of doing a cooking video where you grab up a recipe or some, little concept, we kind of back up again and look at some important item from the 18th century that doesn't fit in our society the same way. There are probably places in the world definitely where fish is the most important sort of protein that ends up on people's tables. It was much more important in the 18th century for people in North America, people in Great Britain, all over Europe than it likely is today. And there's multiple kinds of reasons for that. And one of the reasons is it was so prolific in the 18th century, but not as much today. So its importance has kind of come down. So we looked at that topic and said, that's a big topic. How do we approach this, and how do we find the individual kind of pieces of information that help paint the picture of what was going on with fish and fish preservation? Because you can't serve fish in the 18th century without preserving, a great portion of it. Right. So that kind of really goes hand in hand with that. So we had a lot of fun putting it together, both visually, saying, well, what location can we go to tell this story, and what pieces of 18th century research can we pull out to help paint that picture? So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, big undertaking.
Yeah.
And all those locations, I think that made it particularly fun. Just being able to go around and do different things in places that we're not usually.
Yeah, and I got to change clothes a lot.
Right. And thank you, everyone who has watched that so far. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. We had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, and it's got a totally different trajectory in views on YouTube. There are some videos that they're really popular right at the beginning, and they just dive really quickly because they have this very ephemeral life, very short lived. And a video like that one, which is a bit more documentary like, it's got a whole different sort of trajectory. So it seems like it's actually getting more popular as time goes on, and that's neat to see how different kinds of content affect YouTube.
Yeah. Nana Nana Moo Moo is in Super Chat again. My grandpa lived in Louisiana back when it was under Greenland control. Do you have Proverbs for when America was part of Greenland?
That I don't.
Gladys sends in the Super Chat without a donation. And Jacqueline says, good evening, sending greetings from Hong Kong.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So it says, what's in the brown jug? Is that the jug next to you? No, that's green.
This guy?
I don't know. What is in that?
Nothing.
Oh.
It's from behind a bar. Who knows what it's got in it?
Oh, it's probably got rum in it.
Yeah, there you go.
I usually have a supply of rum back there.
Let's do the Patreon folks this week. Every week I try to get to the brand new Patreon folks and the new folks for this week. Brute Norse, Lori GV, Sean L, Bobo Passion. There's Sue O'Connor back in Patreon. Welcome back, Sue. And Daniel Leone. And then we've got a person who chimed in on PayPal, Stephanie Duskato. I hope I got that one right. Those are the brand new folks on Patreon. Patreon is one of those ways that people support us. Probably the premier way right now is Townsends Plus, where we do all the YouTube stuff and some new stuff that we're doing over there we're really excited about, and even a brand new, and Ryan showed me a brand new teaser for a thing that we're just super duper excited about over there on Townsends Plus. So if you're interested in supporting what we do and getting a chance to look at some of that different new kind of content, then check out Townsends Plus. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Survival and Stuff sends in a super chat without a comment. And there is a comment in the comment section just a second ago. I lost it now, but they were asking about homebrew recipes, if we have any for them. And we've done a little bit of things with ginger beer and spruce beer and the like, but we hopefully have some more content like that coming up right now.
Right. And if you dig on the Townsends books, in our printed books website, you'll find The Science of Brewing, that's up there, and a couple other brewing books too. If you're interested in the kind of things that were printed about brewing in the time period, so you can really get a chance to know just how clueless they were about what they were doing. So you get to see what they do, and then when they explain it, you're like, okay, that's not going to work. So.
So Gladys is in Super Chat right now, and I think people were trying to get me to see this earlier, but I didn't. But thank you for putting in Super Chat. Gladys says we are a class of 4th and 5th graders, and we have tried making some 18th century recipes. Thank you so much for making history come alive for our class.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying that. It's a lot of fun knowing that there are, so many different age groups that get to chime in, to get to experiment with what we do on the channel, because really just about anybody can do it. And hey, if I can cook it, anyone can cook it. I can guarantee that part of it.
Somebody else is in Super Chat says, not a proverb, but have you considered a video on historic production of saltpeter? It was used for food preservation and black powder. Yeah, so I have not on that particular topic, but it would be a very, very interesting one. And there are a bunch of interesting chemical processes, and ingredients that they're processing in that time period that are sort of, we don't think about where all those kinds of chemicals come from today, right? It's like, well, some factory in New Jersey, dumps this stuff out by the gazillion ton, and it's done in an industrial way. And so we don't even think about it twice about where it's coming from. Almost all those things in the 18th century were coming from a very, very simple source, and it's kind of a bit more graspable, if that's a word. We're a bit more able to grasp that because it's being processed on a human scale. So saltpeter is one of those. There's a bunch of different ones, and they'd all make great topics. So, yeah. Do you have any more of those proverbs?
Oh, I got tons of them.
Yeah,
tons of them.
More.
So these have to do with the topic of love. I'll skip over some of them because, well, it's not that kind of road now. Follow love and it will flee. Flee love and it will follow thee. Right? Let's see here. Love and a cough cannot be bid. So you can't force it, It's like, they happen when they happen. Old pottage. Now this is one with the deeper meaning, right? So we could read this and say, huh? But the deeper meaning here, at least by this author's thing. So the saying goes, old pottage is sooner heated than new made. So it's faster to create, to have your soup ready by just reheating your old soup rather than making it fresh. And his deeper meaning here is, someone, old, an old relationship is easier to get excited about than making brand new friends. It's dangerous marrying a widow because she hath cast her rider. So it's like, well, she's already killed off one husband, maybe it's not so wise to marry that one again. He that would the daughter win must with the mother first begin. So if you want to...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you definitely need to win over the mother. This one is just funny Proverbs. Or as they say, joculatory. Thou shalt have moonshine in a mustard pot for it. And the meaning is absolutely nothing. I won't give you anything for it. So moonshine in a mustard pot. This one is ninepence, no pence, half a groat lacking 2 pence. Again, a half a groat is 2 pence. So if you have a half a groat lacking 2 pence, you have nothing. So
I don't think I would have picked up on that one.
Yeah. Well, that one's one of those you gotta have the knowledge there. Pie lid makes people wise, and the meaning here is because no man can tell what is in a pie till the lid is taken off. So pies in the 18th century would have these closed lids, and if it's like a mystery. What's behind door number 1?
This is the old don't judge a book by its cover kind of thing going on here. Right. So you can't tell what's in the pie. Because that pie lid could look really bad. But it could be a delicious pie.
Or you just don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
Could be like rhubarb pie.
Yeah.
I was over last night, and my mother said, "Oh, you want a bunch of rhubarb?" No, not really.
Yeah, I can throw it in my compost.
No, that's not what you're going to do with it. Somebody out there is going to say rhubarb pie is the very best.
Yeah, they also love mushrooms. And probably Skyline chili.
Chili doesn't have spaghetti.
What kind of nonsense is that?
That's one of the new proverbs from today. Chili doesn't have spaghetti in it. No man cries, stinking fish, stinking fish. It's not the London cry out there. Nobody's trying to sell stinking fish.
You're right, they don't.
Nope.
That's a very true
That's
proverb.
a truism.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I think it means something like, the salesman isn't going to tell you the whole story, right? It's like the used car salesman is not going to say, this guy's this transmission's just about ready to go. So.
And here come the rhubarb comments. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, here, you got to throw strawberries in it, and then it tastes good.
That's what Lauren says.
Yeah.
Lauren
I've heard that one before.
To make rhubarb palatable, you have to add so much sugar that, well,
right.
that's a lot of sugar. Now this one, toasted cheese hath no master. In other words, nothing's better than toasted cheese. That's how I take it. It could mean something else, but I'm gonna go with that one.
But every time you finish reading one, you give me some side eye over the bottom, and I laugh every time.
I'm not going to read that one. She's as quiet as a wasp in someone's nose. This one is just one of those little meanings, water bewitched. And this one says very thin beer. I've heard water bewitched meaning just a weak tea also. So water bewitched. And I did find, I know you guys are going to be excited, I did find a book with ghost stories from the 18th century, and maybe we'll talk about that sort of that time of year.
We got to catch up on some super chat. You've got more proverbs, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I could.
Yeah, we're going to jump into these guys real quick. I bet you somebody even paid money to tell us how much
about rhubarb.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Let's find them. Yeah, that's where I left off. Okay, so Robert Cole is in Super Chat. Poor Richard's Almanac by Benjamin Franklin is a great source for little quips like these.
Yes. And I'm very American. Yes.
Bo Davis in Super Chat. Big fan of the Nutmeg Tavern. A little off topic, what are your thoughts on period dress of the A&E series Horatio Hornblower and the show in general?
The old one, I hope? I don't know.
It's A&E.
Yeah, I know. But is that the one from like there's the one with Ian Griffold or whatever his name is. That one, I enjoyed the show. I wasn't that particular. Most of what's going on in Horatio Hornblower obviously is military, and it's 19th century. It's Napoleonic Wars. It's naval and Napoleonic Wars. And as far as I know, they did a great job with the costuming.
I don't know if there's a new one.
Me neither.
I wouldn't put it past them. If there is, we don't know about that. Yeah. I was laughing at John Talia's comment. He has lived in northern Kentucky and Cincinnati area for a long time. That chili spaghetti thing is real, unfortunately. That's what I thought when I lived in northern Kentucky too.
It's
John.
real.
That's what I thought too, my friend. Desiree Gonzalez loved the fishing video. Please fix the wobbly table. People are talking about wobbly. No, not here.
Oh,
I think that they're referring to the German kitchen.
Okay.
That one's difficult because it's on a brick floor.
Yeah, it's not the table is the problem. It's the floor. We try to pad it and get it to not wobble all the time.
Next time I'll have Aaron keep his hand under one leg the whole time.
You move it a quarter of an inch and then it does it again. Right. You're like, it's a battle. It's a
David Donnelly's in Super Chat. Another great live stream. Thanks. Well, thank you. John Talley, coin for the guitarist, filling in for the drummer. More proof. Oh, here we go. Where's my slider here? More proof that guitarists are more versatile and reliable than drummers. Oh my goodness, John. You're going to get me in lots of trouble. Nigel Gilbert, a creaky door never comes off its hinges. Set of those who oft complain of maladies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've not heard that one before.
There's some that are like that. Yeah. A different take on the same thing.
Uh-huh. Okay, here we go. I knew it was going to come up. Rhubarb pie is the very best. I wonder how many of these proverbs came from the old world and how many were created in the colonies. Ooh, that's interesting.
Well, all of these are actually, from Great Britain in the time period. So these aren't specifically colonial, North American, but you can imagine that they had at least heard all these.
Well, and this one is another proverb that I know for a fact is not true. One man's rhubarb is another man's nutmeg. That cannot be true. No. I'm really sorry.
No. Nutmeg is universal, whereas rhubarb is not.
It's too fun when they can't talk back audibly in real time.
It's cruel. It's cruel.
All right. Are we Proverbs, ready for please?
Are we ready for the recipe? The recipe that we will never do on 18th century cooking.
I really like this segment.
This is up for anyone else. Anyone else can do this if you really want. Yeah. Whether you're whoever, you Cowboy Kent Rollins, anybody can do this if they really want. This one's turkey a la daube, I believe.
A la what?
I don't know. It's some kind of Frenchy.
Oh, okay.
D-A-U-B-E, something. I don't know. I said it the best I could.
No, I wasn't making fun. I just didn't hear what you said.
I asked a la daube.
Okay.
I'm guessing, right? That's probably one of the reasons why we'd never do the recipe, because if I can't say it right, then I'm not going to do it. Carefully bone your turkey without spoiling the look of it. Now, that is impossible. How are you supposed to take all the bones out of a turkey without messing it up? They do this all the time in these recipes. Oh, take all the bones out of a rabbit without changing its shape. Well, the bones are there to hold it in shape. And are we taking the bone out before it's cooked? You couldn't do that. That would be like a magician's trick or something. Okay. Stuff it with the following forcemeat. So you've got your turkey. You've taken out all the bones. Whatever. You chop some oysters very fine, and you take some breadcrumbs and pepper and salt and shallots and some thyme and parsley and butter. Having filled your turkey with this as full as you think proper, sew it up, tie it in a cloth. Okay, so you're putting your turkey in a bag now after it's been deboned, I don't know how, and filled with this stuff. Having filled your turkey with this as full, no, here we go. Be cautious not to boil it too much. You wouldn't want to overcook it. You may serve it up. So that's it. You're ready to serve. You take it out of the bag after it's boiled, like it was a boiled pudding. You take this turkey out. It's going to be like I don't know what it's going to be like. I can't imagine. It's imagine you could use your magic wand. And all the bones pop out, and it leaves the turkey just right, and you stuff it full of this stuff, and I don't even want to know what this is.
I imagine this is the recipe that you hold in your back pocket for when people come over that you never want to come back.
So, you serve it up with a good oyster sauce, or you can make a rich gravy of the bones with a piece of veal and mutton and bacon. Well, that's going to be good. Seasoned with salt, pepper, shallots, and little mace. Strain it off through a sieve. Having first boiled your turkey, stew it in this gravy just half an hour. When it's having well skimmed the gravy, dish up your turkey in it after you've thickened it with a few mushrooms, stewed white, or stewed palates, force meatballs, sweetbreads, fried oysters, pieces of lemon. Dish it up breast upwards. If you choose, you may add a few morels and truffles to your sauce.
Aaron Howett says Mrs. Crocombe made this recipe. I think that she's joking. Aaron, are you joking? You got to tell us.
If so, I've got to see it.
Yes.
I've got to see it. I don't know how. I want to know how you get the bones out of it. That'd be worth the price of admission right there. Some people have. You got anything for me, Ryan? I'm gonna interrupt.
Yeah.
I want to show you guys the. This product disappeared from the website a while ago, and we have stock back.
Oh, really?
It's slightly varied. Yeah, these are back again. So we've got the neat folding desks that people like. We've done the writing episodes before. So writing desk. It's got these little compartments that you can get into to have your letters stored in there, and it comes with a couple of steel-nibbed pens, 19th century kind of pens. Comes with some ink, everything. I love these guys. It's so much fun. I'm glad we've got some stock on these again. If you're interested in something like any kind of writing stuff from the time period, laid paper, pens, and pencils from the time period, all that kind of fun stuff, you find it over on the website under the writing category. Oh boy.
We just
There it
had
went.
to.
There it went.
We just had to remove that product from the catalog because we didn't know.
Yeah, and then poof.
But
they
it's
came back
awesome
in
that we
stock.
have it back. It's really neat.
Right.
Aaron Howett, I most certainly am not joking. She covered it in mayonnaise set with gelatin.
Whoa.
I know.
Hey Ryan, is
what
the
I'm
camera
watching
on you?
tonight.
Is the camera on you?
No. it
Put the
can't be.
camera on you. for a
Hello,
second.
everybody.
There he
Good to
is.
see you today. All right, so I'm going to read some super chat after I find where I left off. Quinn for the guitarist. Yes, thank you. Oh, yeah. One man's rhubarb is another man's nutmeg. That's where we left off. We usually have to watch this after the fact. My wife says it's 18th Century Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, I'm back.
Timothy, nutmeg on the rhubarb is the way to go.
Well, it couldn't hurt it.
How about a lot? Yeah, I don't know. Steven Style Tony, what fish are in the rivers ponds there?
Well, let's see. We've got lots of bluegills and bass.
Small and largemouth.
Yeah, mostly large, but I mean some small around here, I guess.
We got crappie.
Crappie. Of course, we've got like things like channel catfish and what else, Ryan? You're more of a fisherman than I am.
There's some pike.
Yeah.
Let me think what else there
The
is.
occasional muskie, but
Yeah.
only in a couple lakes.
I'm not the best normally when I go fishing, I'm looking for largemouth bass.
Yeah.
With another line out to catch panfish. So that's all I'm really concerned about.
Yeah, and apparently Sellers Lake, which is south of here, fairly close to my house, they used to have gar in it, a lot of gar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My dad used to fish that all the time.
Gar are weird.
Okay, so Mike is in Super Chat. Do you have any good recipes for rhubarb pie? Just kidding. Nutmeg rules. It's universal. Have a great weekend, and thanks for all the great work. Man, I'm glad that he was joking.
Well, apparently the rhubarb recipe is as simple as you take the rhubarb, you cut it up into little pieces, you throw some strawberries in there, you chuck a whole bunch of sugar on it, and you bake it.
Yeah, like 7 pounds of sugar.
Right. And then it's excellent as they, shake and jump around the room.
Gonzalez is back. Yes, you can debone a turkey. Seen many done on TV.
Well, there you go. So I just apparently haven't been. Well, you want to know the secret? I don't watch cooking shows ever.
I do.
Because it's just not what I do.
I do with my daughter. She loves it.
That's why everybody's like, why is he doing it like that? I've seen it done right 100 times and he's not doing it right.
Oh, man. You do a great job, John.
Thank you.
What does nutmeg taste like?
Nutmeg is a wonderful, earthy kind of, not earthy in a bad way, spice that is very fragrant. So it's in an 18th century sense, it's a lot more like a vanilla of the time period. So it doesn't carry a whole bunch of flavor with it. What it does is bring a wonderful aroma, and it's a lot more, earthy than a vanilla.
You covered it really well. I was going to say it's like heaven in a bottle.
It's not in a bottle.
When we sold it,
well, it's like heaven in a little wooden nut thing.
little grated pieces of heaven, dusting down from the angels above.
It's good stuff. I enjoy it.
Can you read some Proverbs for us?
Oh, yeah, of course. You may truss up all his wit in an eggshell. Meaning, of course, he doesn't have very much. Put a miller, this is kind of miscellaneous proverbial sayings. Put a miller, a weaver, and a tailor in a bag, shake them, and the first that comes out will be a thief. Meaning, all of those guys are thieves. That's not very nice, is it? Saying bad things about whole giant groups of people. Oh. He hath got the fiddle, but not the stick. Which is something like he's got all the tools, but not the skill to actually use them. Or he's got the books, but he's never learned anything from them.
Yep.
Right?
I like that one.
Now this one, I think all of these were good. Hopefully there isn't one sneaking in there that isn't good. But these are all sort of euphemisms for people being drunk. He's disguised, like he's disguised in drink. He's got a piece of bread and cheese in his head. He's drunk more than he has bled. He's been in the sun. He has a jag or load. He's got a dish. He's got a cup too much. He's 1:30, which I'm not sure what that means. He's dagged. He cut his leg, which, he's probably stumbling around. He's cut his leg. He's afflicted. He's top heavy. He's almost ready to fall over. The malt is above the water. Interesting. He's as drunk as a wheelbarrow. He makes indentures with his legs. So when you do an indentured document, you cut it all wiggly in half. So one person gets one half, one person gets the other half. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle, which means his legs are all, he's walking all crooked. He lives well. He's lived well. No, he's well to live. He's about to cast up his reckoning or accounts, meaning he's about to throw up. He's made an example. He's concerned. He is as drunk as David's sow. He's stolen a manchet out of the baker's basket. I don't know what that one is. He's rattled. He's very weary. He's drunk till he drank till he gave up his halfpenny, or he threw it back up again.
I thought that you just said he's drunk and left it. That was it.
Other than that's it. So those are ones for being drunk. How about being bankrupt? He's all to pieces. He's blown up. He's shut up his shop windows. He dares not show his head. He hath swallowed a spider. He's showed them a fair pair of heels. He's run away from his debt. He has marched off. He goes on his last legs. So those are people who have gone bankrupt and run out on their debt. A covetous person, a skinflint. His money comes from him like drops of blood. Let's see. He'll not lose the droppings from his nose. He serves the poor with a lump on the back with a stone. He'll dress an egg and give the offal to the poor. So, a rich person would, they'd like have a cow butchered and some of the not choicest cuts of the beef he would, give to the poor people as an offering. Well, he's going to dress an egg, basically he's going to eat the whole thing. He's going to give nothing to the poor. He is like a swine, never good until he comes to the knife. In this one, his purse is made of toad's skin. So that one is, I like the toad skin purse. I don't know what that would look like. Obviously, maybe it dries up really tight. I don't know. I don't know. This one, there's a saying in the family, of course, which is enough is as good as a feast. Well, another take on that one is there's a little difference between a feast and a belly full. So if you've had your belly full, it's as good as a feast.
I like that one.
Yeah. It's best to bend while it is a twig. I don't know what that one is. This one. This one, Whitney's mom likes this one. It's written kind of, a little backwards, but he was born to be hanged, shall never be drowned, right? So it's like, that one's good.
Well, somebody is wondering if we have any toad skin purses in our merch store.
He that is a blab is a scab. Ooh, rhymes. It rhymes. This one reminds me of the trying to think of the short opera. Oh well. Care will kill a cat. So you can kill a cat with care. It's in that operetta. Anyway, next. A muffled cat is a no good mouser. So you can't muffle a cat. Or I think there's a take on this is like, a declawed cat, of course, isn't going to catch anything. This one reminds me of somebody I know who climbs rock walls. Hasty climbers have sudden falls. If you scramble up too fast, you will fall down. And I think it also has meanings like, let's say if commodities rise very quickly, they're likely to fall very quickly.
All right, we got to leave with a good one. We got some super chat to finish up too.
Okay, so are we getting close? Oh gosh,
we're gonna jump to the super chat.
Left. What was that?
We're gonna jump to the super chat.
Jump,
and then when you sign off, you can sign off with your favorite one that's left.
Ooh. Okay, I'll listen to super chat. You go.
This is from. Well, this isn't serious. Oh my goodness. Where can I find a copy of Crimson Bond?
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Do we have to answer that?
I don't think we can help you with that one, my friend.
Yeah, that's a rare beast.
A rare beast. John Talley, speaking of Proverbs, where's that Ben Franklin fart reading thing?
Oh, yeah, gosh. That was not, I didn't say I would do it right away.
I like that. That's going to be the title of the video when it comes out. Ben Franklin farted. Rose is in super chat. Tip for the barkeep. Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking has a chapter on how to bone a duck. Not a turkey, but still a
Close
bird.
enough, right?
Yeah. So there you go. And another in super chat, Wild Pinto. I deboned a chicken using a duck recipe visual. There you go.
Yeah.
It's been done.
Oh, boy,
I believe
this
it.
one. This one probably applies to me more than any of these.
Hello, Max. It's good to see you. You said, oh, good, I didn't miss it, but we're about to sign off. But John is coming up with a really good proverb for everyone here.
Oh, I don't know. I like this one.
How about this? Are you between two? We've got time for two or three.
Okay,
But you got to tell everybody bye, too.
Okay. So I'll tell them bye. Hold on. Okay, this one's for me. He that hath many irons in the fire, some of them will cool. Too true. And the last one. A fool may ask more questions in an hour than a wise man can answer in 7 years. I want to thank everyone out there for your super tremendous support. We've got so many people, almost 1,000 people that help us out on Patreon. We have a ton of people over there on Townsends Plus. Again, amazing support. There's all you folks out there on Super Chat. And I know there are so many people that aren't able to help us in that way, but you do things like, support our channel by watching the videos, commenting on the videos, and suggesting the videos to other people. All that makes a tremendous quantity of difference and makes it so that we can do what we do. It would be so hard to do it any other way. So all of you out there, thank you so much for that. Thank you, Ryan. And are we done? Is that it? We're good to go. You guys are tremendous. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week at the Nutmeg Tavern. Thanks for watching.